Good morning from Los Angeles. It's Valerie Milano from the Hollywood Times, and I want to thank our guest today, and I'm going to have him introduce himself. Thank you so much.
I'm Sheriff Mike Smith, Utah County Sheriff. How are you doing today?
Very well. So you are in Utah right at this moment.
I am. Yep.
What
It's a good
part?
place to be.
Yeah. What part of Utah are you in?
Utah County. So it's just south of Salt Lake, about 30 minutes south of Salt Lake.
Okay. How's your weather today?
It's hot. Today is a warm day. Yeah, you spring in Utah is strange. It snows and then the next day it's warm, and so we've got up in the 90s right now.
Wow. Yeah, boy, you guys get lots of different kinds of weather. I know all this, but can you, since I've been able to see the project, it's called 60 Days In, and tell us what you actually do in the film.
So what I do is I allow 7 participants, undercover participants, to come into our jail and to spend hopefully 60 days. And we give them some things that we're looking for, some things that we want to improve. And they go in there and they live as an inmate and make mental notes. And when they get out, we get to talk about the things that they saw and heard, and ways that we can improve our facility to run a tighter ship. Some of the things we were looking for is, drug activity, gang activity, just things like that they worked on for us.
And so, because do you have anything to do with the film as far as the production?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you would consider yourself kind of a cast, kind of part of the cast, right?
Yeah, I never thought I'd probably say that out of my mouth, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's what it is.
So how did they find you? Or how did they find this particular facility? Do you know that?
I'm not sure. I know they approached us for a couple of years, actually, asking if we'd be interested in doing it, and we promptly told them no several times. And then, last fall we met again, and I agreed to meet with them and sit down and talk about it. And here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very interesting project. Very interesting. Can you tell us like what do you hope that viewers would learn from the show?
I guess in the end, for me, coming from the sheriff's perspective, right?
Hmm.
I hope what the viewers will learn is that jail is a punishment. I think sometimes we get lost in the weeds of, hey, this is a country club. You need to make it a little nicer. I think we run a pretty good facility, and so I guess what I hope viewers get out of this is recognizing that first and foremost, jail is a punishment. It is not somewhere you want to be. So conduct your lives in a way that you never end up in jail, especially if you're in Utah County. We don't want you in our jail. But more than that, I hope the participants realize that we're not perfect. We never claimed we were perfect, but we are willing to be transparent. We are willing to go through this process and air our dirty laundry in front of the nation so that we can run a better facility.
Can you describe a moment during filming that was particularly challenging?
Honestly, there are quite a few moments, but the whole process for us was challenging to facilitate this. So from my perspective, I looked at this as an audit. I am someone that I think audits are good. They're healthy. They help us be better. And I looked at this as probably the most in-depth, thorough audit that I'd ever participated in, and probably ever will. So the whole thing, to say one thing, it was very challenging. It was very stressful having these participants in our facility, having a camera crew in our facility, and yeah, to say the least, there were a lot of challenging moments.
Well, and I'm sure that every day on your job it's stressful. Have you found how long have you been doing your job?
30 years.
30 years. Wow. Um, have you
Not as
found, go ahead.
not as a sheriff. 30 years law enforcement total. I've been a
Um,
sheriff for almost 6 years.
Have you found any way that you personally can cope with the stress and the pressures?
For me, family's huge. My family, they're awesome. They're very much part of my life. So that's one of my coping mechanisms. I have others like camping and fishing and things like that. But unfortunately, I think most people, we have the best intentions. I'm just like everybody else to go out and do those things. And then it never happens, right? So, but I do my best to cope with the stress and handle it. We have a very good wellness program at the sheriff's office that we offer to all of our employees for those same exact reasons.
Can you share a memorable interaction maybe with an inmate or staff member?
In general, I'll tell you, this is what I love about jail is only one aspect of my job, right? We have all the same functions as you imagine any police department would have with enforcement and everything else. But going in and interacting with the inmates has been very interesting. And we have part of our program, and you won't really get to see this in 60 days in, but one of our programs is we run a cafe. And in this cafe, inmate workers are learned how to prepare menus, how to run a cafe, they get food handler permits. And so I get a lot of interaction with these inmates through that and then just going into the jail. But and we have some other programs where we get them outside, working in our garden, other things like that. What I love about it is it gives these inmates a purpose. It gives them a reason. And then I bump into them outside of the jail when they get released. And I've had multiple come up, hey, Sheriff, you remember me? And, I got to be honest, a lot of times I don't. There's a lot of faces to remember, but they're always appreciative of those opportunities. They know that jail was a punishment, but they are appreciative of opportunities to better themselves through these programs. And for that has made me a huge fan of running programs. That actually is one of the things I ask these participants to work on is, give me ideas on something I could do for, I have a large group of our inmates who are here for, about 14 days, 2 weeks. So give me some ideas on some programs I could run in a 2 week span that just maybe would make a difference in someone's lives. And so for me, the programs and then seeing the results on the other end, having an inmate come up in public and say, hey, you remember me, thank you. That's huge. That's huge. And I'd
Yeah,
love to see change.
how interesting. Gosh, I find that fascinating. So is there anything you can talk about that you guys do as being the law enforcement there to ensure the safety and well-being of the participants during filmmaking? I know you can't talk about all of it, but maybe give me one or two highlights.
Yeah, so that part of it was challenging. That was something we worried about. That was the whole time a stress to me. At the Utah County Jail, we run what's called direct supervision. So we have a deputy actually that is in the pod 24/7 with those inmates. So that was key for me in making me feel a little better that they were never in there alone. There was always a deputy close, and then a radio call within seconds. You have multiple deputies if there's an issue. So there was always someone close. That's the way we run our jail, and that made me feel a little bit more comfortable about putting them in there.
Wow. Okay. Well, are you looking forward to more seasons? Are you looking forward to the next? Where are you at with the filming process?
Well, the filming process is done. They started filming. We were about mid-January and ended about mid-April. So yeah, it's done.
It's done. Okay. Well, how can our viewers and our readers find you if they have more questions?
Well, they can watch the program, of course, on A&E. But if they want to find me, just search Utah County Sheriff and it'll pop up.
Okay. Sheriff Mike Smith. There you have it. Yay. Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you, even though we're far away, California, Utah, not that far. My sister lives in North Logan.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, So I just was thrilled to be able to see the project, and I hope everybody does. So we're out here promoting it. We're the Hollywood Times official is our YouTube channel, and HollywoodTimes.net is our website. So thank you, Sheriff Smith, and for the time today. And
Thank
hopefully you'll
you.
read our article if Jordan and her publicity firm um, brings it out. So
Yep, would love to.
thank you
Thanks for
so
your time.
much.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
have a
take care.
great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.